that nigga. Bitches can't stand him, niggas wanna jam him, and they wanna blame him. I'm that nigga.
What's up, y'all? What you gotta say? If you hate me, press subscribe so you can hate me every day. It's your boy SkinzDior, and this is SkinzDiorTV. And as you already know, with this video right here is story time. I'm gonna let you know about how I got cheated on. So for all you men that think that women don't cheat, they cheat way better than us. So here's my story. There was a girl that I met. I'm not gonna say what state she's from, but being I'm from New York and she lived in another state at the time, I was a street hustler, so I was able to fly back and forth. So one day I flew out there, and she had a roommate. And then she invited two friends over, which is a dude that she was messing with, which is her roommate was messing with, and there was another dude there. So the roommate went in the room, started doing her thing with her, and then she left me in the living room with the dude. So me and the dude is vibing, you know, talking about whatever. He's asking me about New York, yada yada yada. So she's in the, my girl at the time was in the room. So I'm like hitting her up through text, like, why you staying in the room for? She didn't want to come out. So, you know, I left it as that, right? So then another night, the dude that was in the living room with me, he came over. And then he went into the roommate's room. He was in there. I found it like real odd that she didn't want to come out that night. Now the dude is not there with his cousin. Now he's in her room. All right, so then the next day, my girl at the time and her roommate, they weren't talking. So I'm like in my head, why y'all walking past each other not saying nothing? I found it weird. So I took my girl at the time, I went in the room. I'm like, yo, why y'all not talking? She was like, all right, don't take this the wrong way, but I hate when females try to hook me up with a dude and then they hook up with him. So I'm like in my head, do you realize you're talking to your man? Like, you're mad that she hooked up with a dude she was trying to hook you up with? So your roommate trying to hook you up with a dude knowing you got a man, and I'm supposed to respect that, and you telling me you mad because she took the dude knowing you got a man? Like, why are you even mad in the first place? So that was like the first red flag, B. So fast forward, right? She ended up getting pregnant or whatnot. So being the fact that I was finding out little things, but I didn't really have solid proof, I was like, you know what, I didn't want to put stress on the baby or nothing. So I was just like, you know what, I had to eventually pop up because the baby was eventually gonna be due. So 9 months came, 8 months, so the baby was about to pop. So I had took a flight over there. So she picked me up at the airport, and she was real anal about me putting her luggage, my luggage in the back seat because she didn't want to scratch it, nothing. It was been on the ground. So she opened the trunk. I don't think she remembered this. And I opened the trunk. There was a laundry bag full of men's clothes. Like it was just open. So I'm like, I know this ain't hers. Obviously it's men's clothes. So I put my luggage back there. I just sat on the ride. Then I questioned her, like, what's all that luggage? There's some dude stuff back there. She's like, oh, it's a friend's. That he borrowed my car. So I know how anal she is. So I know she was lying. Like, yo, you lending your car out? That's something strange about that. So we finally get to her crib. I'm walking, like, she probably just don't remember all this stuff, or she's gonna come up with a story. So I walk in her room and I see a pair of shoes on the ground with men's shoes. So I'm looking at like, whose shoes is this? And she keeps saying it's her friend's. And I see an Xbox under her TV. So I'm like, oh, now you play Xbox? She's like, yeah, I play COD, NBA 2K. So I was like, let me play. She was like, nah, I don't want you to play. I was like, why not? And now that I know why she didn't want to let me play, because, you know, of course, what was name was on there was gonna pop up. She kept saying it was a friend. I said, what's the friend's name? Let me give you an example. Like, her ex-man, his name was Joe, let's just say, right? She said the person, her friend's name was Joseph. Like, you couldn't think of a Mike or somebody else? I'm like, something strange about this. Like, so she didn't want to let me play, you know, but all of a sudden she's playing. But I was just there last month, and I bring my PlayStation. So all I did was play NBA 2K, and all she did was complain. She was like, listen, if you came out here to not spend time with me and to play NBA 2K, you can go back home to New York. But the next month that I'm there, or following month or 2 months, you playing 2K all of a sudden? So I found that real strange. So let's fast forward. I ended up finding out about the dude I told you before, with the cousin. I ended up finding out about him later on to the end of the story. This is not even the beginning of the story. This is not even the main part. So fast forward, like I said. So I come back, I get into an argument with my daughter's mother, which lives in New York. So she's like, that's why you getting played. So I'm like, in my head, how you know I'm getting played? Like, the girl live over there and we both live over here. How you know any information about her? She was like, I have a male friend that they have each other in common on Facebook, and I seen her on his page. So I'm like, I asked him like, yo, how you know this girl? She like, that's a girl that talks to me or whatever. And then my baby moms told her, like, you know that she got a man, right? He was like, she got a man? She sure don't talk like that she sure don't talk like that in my inbox. That don't seem like somebody that got a man. She telling me when I come out here, you know what I'm saying, we need to meet up and this and this and that. So I'm like, word? So I'm like, then she was telling me about somebody else also. I figured she was still dealing with her ex, but I didn't have really the proof. I seen these pictures pop up, but like I said, I didn't have the proof. So my daughter's mother from New York took initiative and made a fake Facebook account. I guess she built it up, got a nice looking girl, put the fake pictures up. So she added the ex-boyfriend, right? And he fell for the bait. You know what I'm saying? Because he was an ass man, so I guess he liked the ass on a fake picture or whatever. So she asking him all his questions and everything. He's dropping the jewels, but he's telling us everything. So she showed me, and I'm like, damn, I'm in denial at this point. So I'm like, I'm talking to the dude. She passed me the phone. I'm talking about, it was like days and days we was talking to him. So I'm even talking to the dude. He's telling me everything. Like, I'm talking about everything. So I'm like, I was supposed to go over there for my birthday. So I hit her up and I was like, there was a app called Vox at the time or whatever. So I told her, yeah, listen, I'm not coming for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, all right, you're not coming. You know what I'm saying? Of course she's gonna play the role like she's sad or whatever, or whatnot. So I was still coming. She didn't know that. Let's fast forward to my birthday. So I flew down there, right? So I'm at the airport. She don't know I'm there. So I hit her up. I'm like, what you doing? She's like, she not home or nothing. So I'm like, all right, I need you to go home quick. I got something to tell you. You know what I'm saying? But I need you to call me from your house phone. The reason I told her that, so I know she home, so I could pull up in the cab. And she's like, no, I'm not home, not home. It's like she felt something. So I'm like, I need you to go home. It's an emergency. Then she was like, first she said she wasn't home. Now she's home all of a sudden. So I'm like, what, are you home or not? She's like, I am. So I said, call me from your house phone. She's like, so my mom's is on it. So, you know, that's why, you know, I'm hitting you from here. So I'm like, why is there echo? Like, why you in the bathroom? What you hiding from? And she's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm using the bathroom. You've been using the bathroom for the whole time been talking to you. So I'm in the cab. She don't know that. So I finally pull up. So she's starting an argument with me at the whole time. You know what I mean? So I finally pull up in the cab. So she's still arguing me, I guess trying to get off the phone for some reason. So when I pull up to the house, I see 4 cars. It's her mother's car, it's her car, and her dad's car. So I'm like, what's this extra car doing here? So I take my luggage so I don't make noise. I picked it up. So I walk towards the door. When I walk towards the door, you know, like them houses that got the sensors and the lights on. So I'm like, oh shit, they might see me. When I got close to the door was open, but the screen door was closed, so you could see right through the house. But I could only see one part of the house. So I went by the window and I put my luggage down. When I get to the window, I see the dude with a t-shirt on, basketball shorts, and he had an iPad in his hand, and he had no shoes. So what I did was, I opened the door real quick, the screen door. I said, you know what time it is, right? He was like this. He said, yeah. He didn't even say a word. He just said like this. I said, you about to get this work. So I speed walked to him. I punched him in the face. Caught him with a left. Caught him with another one. Then he put the iPad up. I hit the iPad so hard that it hit his face, and it must have did something to his face. So he got up out of there. So she came running out the bathroom. So I kept him on the couch. He was sitting on the couch, so I kept swinging. She came and tried to tackle me, and in the mix of it, I punched her in the lip, and I split her lip right here. You know what I'm saying? To the pink meat or whatever. Then the mother come out, and she like tackled me too. So there was like a little hallway. So he ran to the little hallway, and they blocking him. So I'm like, everybody screaming, what's the commotion, yada yada yada. She like, yo, what you doing? Call the cops. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, first of all, what this dude doing here? You know what I'm saying? And the mother look at me, she like, cause they blocking up so I don't touch. The mother looking at me like, yo, well, who are you to tell her who she could sleep with or not? I said, first of all, that's my girl. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is this dude doing here? He like, oh, he came here to help with an appointment with your son. So I'm like, where is he sleeping? She like, and then everybody's looking at each other like, he's sleeping in the room with her. I said, you think they not doing nothing? When I come here, you made me sleep in the guest room. But you got this fool sleeping in the room? Did you know she got a man? Would you like your husband to be sleeping with his ex-girl? I was telling the mother for that. So the mother looking at her like, what's going on? Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, how you condone all that? So the mother looking at her. So she look around in the middle. She said, both of y'all get out. So the dude like, what the fuck you mean? Like, what the fuck you mean, nigga? I was just sitting there on the couch, and this dude come punching me in the face. Like, what the fuck is going on? The minute she said that, I was like, yo, homie, come outside with me. I'm not even gonna put my hands on you. So he come outside with his hands in his pocket. I'm like, yo, take your hands out, before I beat the shit out of you. So me and him started talking and piecing things together. And all the events that I pieced together, when she was acting up, she was with him, and vice versa. When I was in town, or she'll get into a fight with him. So she was basically playing the game. Like, she'll get into a fight with him when I'm around, and when I'm calling, she'll get into a fight with me, knowing that I'll be like, you know what, go fuck yourself. You know what? I don't care. Go fuck yourself. And I won't hear her for like 2 or 3 days. So she's with him, and then she'll come back after she's not with him. You know, with the sorry, with the sad emojis and everything. You know what I'm saying? But let's fast forward. So that was in December on my birthday. Let's fast forward to February. So me and her got into an argument, right? So we arguing. So I logged off Instagram. That was in February. I was like, you know what? I don't want to see nothing to do with this girl. Yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? So I logged back in 3 weeks later. And I see pictures with her and this is a new dude now. This is a new dude. With this dude, they taking pictures with like in a car, they taking pictures at a restaurant. She got his hat on pictures with their foots together, like playing footsies and stuff. So it said posted 2 weeks ago. So if I've been off Instagram 3 weeks and that was posted 2 weeks ago, that means the first week we got into that argument, she was already out with this dude already. So that dude been around, but she just made it public within that same week that me and her got into the argument. So she ain't waste no time. But for every 50 dudes that's after your girl, there's one dude that if she wasn't with you, she'll probably be with him, or she'll probably cheat on you with him. You know what I'm saying? So I told her, do you think that's right, what you doing, whatever? She was like, oh, you're right. She deleted the pictures and everything. So I'm telling her, yo, block the dude. I want you to block him. And she like, no, he's just a friend. He's harmless. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that type of person, yada, yada. I'm like, yo, block him. She refused to block him. I don't know why, but she refused to block him at the time. Fast forward. So in September, I hit her up around her birthday. Well, it wasn't her birthday yet. So I just hit her up, like they say, about 11, 12 midnight. So I hit her up and she replied back, why are you hitting me up at this time when my booze is sleeping? Booze with an S. I'm like, what you mean booze? And I got a short fuse, a short temper. So I'm like, what you mean booze? So I started getting a little bit crazy and she was like, no, I'm just playing with you. Like, what you mean you playing? Like, that's something you don't play like that, especially after what we've been through in December and all that. You can't play like that. Things are still, rough against the edges or whatever. She's like, nah, I was just playing with you, but I still felt something. But then her birthday came a few days later. She wasn't picking up the phone for nothing. And I mean for nothing. So days passed by and she finally picked up the phone. Fast forward. So when she finally picked up the phone, I'm like, yo, why you been picking up the phone? I've been trying to call you for your birthday. She like, she was just making excuses, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what's going on? She's like, you know what? I'm seeing somebody else. So I'm like, what you mean you seeing somebody else? You know what I mean? She's like, I'm seeing somebody else, just like I said. So we was arguing back and forth, and me or anybody, it's gonna be like, how can you do this to me? Stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, we your family. So you know what she said? I don't want to be a family right now. Hit me up in a couple years, then we could be a family. Fast forward, and that was 3 or 4 years ago. In 2018, guess who she with right now? You guessed it, the same dude she said was just a friend, the same dude I told her to block, that's who she with right now. So with that being said, this is my story. Peace.
Just like you cheat, they could cheat. And I just think you're a fool if you think girls don't cheat.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Shorty, what you want, shorty, what you need. My niggas run the game, we ain't never leave. Counting up this money, we ain't never